Every day, more than 17 veterans take their own lives. By building a gaming community that offers peer-to-peer counseling, GameCore is aiming for zero. Research shows that playing video games together offers social connection, stress relief, cognitive enhancement, and community building. On our Discord server, veterans, active duty service members, and supporters chat and game together. Some casual gaming sessions might only involve 2 or 3 people, while other events might include larger groups and be streamed on the GameCore Twitch channel. Most of the time, there is a GameCore member available to lend an ear to anyone who needs it. Join the Discord server. It's free. We are an inclusive community and we don't require anything of our members. If you want to be more involved, there are always opportunities to volunteer.
All right, welcome to COTA. That is the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. I'm Rick Souza. We're here with John DeRudris, welcoming you to another Wednesday night of the IWM Broadcast Channel's broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series. John, this is, I'll be honest, I'm not the road guy, and certainly you are, and I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun to see how these drivers can tackle this now, newly on this NASCAR circuit COTA layout, but also the new configuration that we're going to be racing on. You're about to see the 7 actually go through that a little bit here right after this right-hander. He's going to make that hard left-hand corner right there, and they're going to run the national circuit, is what it's called in real life. In iRacing, it's called the West Circuit. You can see there in the top right-hand corner of your screen this very technical road course that is unforgiving. Let me just say that. It's a road course that it requires a lot of precision. You have to match up and make your corners count and really carry your speed through, because one corner will completely mess up the next 2 or 3, especially in the S's. So I'm excited to see how these drivers are going to perform under this track that we really haven't seen yet.
Yeah, this is definitely new, as you had indicated. I think, as we were talking about earlier, we probably need to, as we get through, of course, our drivers are going to be qualifying. This is a 2-lap qualifier here, and it's about a minute and a half, minute 40 seconds per lap. So we're having a relatively extended period of qualifying to get through here today. But once we do, we've got 45 laps here. Why don't you go ahead and bring up the race information?
There we go. So 45 laps for all 40 drivers here tonight. Pit road speed at 40, a lot of 40s. With no quick repairs, 3 sets of tires, 75% fuel, and 3 green-white checkers on this 2.2-mile road course that is going to produce a lot of excitement. Right there, you can see in the background a car jumping over essentially a turtle. There's these yellow markers that you don't want to hit on this S's portion of the racetrack. They're now to the back, really long back stretch, or what used to be long back stretch. But this track is unforgiving, and it's really all about keeping your car on track. You can start in the back here, and as long as you keep your car on track and you don't spin out, you could find yourself in the top 15 just because everybody else might have some issues. So it's a fun one, and we're going to see who the road course ringers are tonight. We don't have some from previous seasons. We know Lilith Peters was an incredible road course racer, not in the Tech4Troops Cup Series this season. So we'll see who takes place of the road course ringer name here on with the IWM Broadcast Network and Tech4Troops.
So this is our third race of the season. We were here when they tackled Daytona. We watched them head over to Atlanta, and now we're at COTA, and we're beginning to get some points and some information. Why don't you go ahead and bring up, let's see just where we are right now with the current standings.
Alrighty, so at the top of the board, Marcus Adams, amazing start to the season so far, currently locked into the championship, of course, with his wins, with James Lowe in second, Kyle Smalley in third, David Brown in fourth, then Ty Bostic, Walker Thomas, Wyatt Gray, Scott Smiley, Sammy Harrow, Luke Boyle, the top 10. And after two races, this is really when you're going to start to see the cream rise at the top. And so I'm curious to see how and Austin Call, who's sitting there in 18th, he's top of the practice charts right now, how he's going to perform. Look at a Vandertwick, look at a Horton, Greg Stone, Todd Merkel, all those guys down and below the cut line. This is when the season for, a lot of drivers start. Maybe even next week, because some people don't like super speedways or road courses, so they want to focus on the bulk of the schedule, which is, mile and a half or short tracks. So those are our point standings, Rick, and Marcus is looking very strong right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he's, as that red line indicates, anything above that red line, well, once you get a flag, that means you've won a race, so he's won two. So he can check that box. He's punched his ticket into the chase, at least in the top 16. Number of drivers already showing a pretty good result so far. But, hey, we've got a lot of racing to go, and after we head to here to COTA, we head west for our westward swing.
We do, and that's, I think, where you're going to see a lot of the competition really start to even up and see where they're going to go. Because you have your super speedway guys, you have your road course guys, but when you get to a mile and a half, I think that's where you're going to really start to see the level of skill with all these drivers, what they're typically used to running. But again, to win here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series, it's not only about those mile and a halves at short tracks. You got to be good everywhere, and we've even seen that in the Cup Series too. You have to be good on all tracks. So looking right now, Andrew Pileshi currently riding around here with just about a half a minute left to practice.
Yeah, we'll join one of these guys on their qualifying lap to navigate through. I'm thinking we probably want to grab like who's been good during practice, maybe an Austin Call or Justin Lewis or Max Caldwell, and ride around with them on their qualifying laps. And that'll give everybody a chance to actually see what that track looks like from a driver's perspective.
It's fun. The elevation change is absolutely wild. And that's one of the toughest things here about COTA is that elevation change. So we'll see specifically how these drivers will conquer that tonight, especially into turn one.
All right, so qualifying is about to get started. As soon as one of those drivers jumps out, we will ride on board. Right now we're looking for either Max Caldwell or who are we trying to see? Oh, Austin Call, I think, is getting lined up. Let's see where we can see him. Here we go. Let's go on board with Austin Call.
Yeah, he's going through the S's, and you see that bright yellow piece of track. You don't want to hit those. That's the worst thing you can do here. So you got to make sure you stay off of that. He's taking it easy right now. Not going too tough through this section.
All the way down to first gear.
Yeah, first gear is definitely the gear that you're probably going to navigate in, especially in the corners here at COTA. As we see him, he's about to come through some of the last two corners of this racetrack. See what Austin Call can do.
Yeah, now right here, he's just getting to the point to start qualifying, and right there at the line begins his lap.
And here we go. Now he's going to go as fast as he can up through front straightaway. Big elevation change. Doesn't lock it up. Does a great job there through one. It's a good drive off.
Good line.
Going to stay low right here to get this nice apex in this corner. Oh, he tagged that little yellow strip a little bit. Unsettled the car. Tagged it again. Not too bad. He's very smooth with the wheel, if you notice. Like, he's not jerking it around a lot. He's navigating these corners, hitting the apexes, which, if you don't know what an apex is, it's the middle of the corner. Hitting them very level so he can have a nice drive off. And what I've seen is that drivers who are able to get a straight line off the corner typically have a faster lap. So not a lot of wheel spin. It definitely looks like he's adjusted something in his brake bias because of how well he's been turning. Now it goes through this sweeping corner portion, basically like three right-handers back to back to back. Come down to the second to last corner. Gonna slam on the brakes, shift down in the first, maybe. No, he keeps it in second.
Last
down
corner.
The first. Yep. This looks very similar to his practice time. Should be a 1:37. Did he go off track? He may have gone off track.
Oh, wow.
Because I think he went, that's another thing here you have to think about. If you get a 1X, Rick, you are, and that could be, off due out of track limits, you are, your lap time's done. So.
Oh, yeah. At least for qualifying.
At least for qualifying, yes.
Ollie, he's cutting those corners just a little bit as he goes through there. That could penalize him.
It could. I mean, he's been going pretty hard on the second lap. Right now, Greg Stone at the top of the leaderboards. Gets down to first gear, going to get up to second. He's going to ride through here and see. Hear those tires skirting just a little bit. Top time of 1:38.5 from Greg Stone. Now as we make our way to the last two corners of this road course. He should be okay. He's been a little bit more conservative this lap. $1:38.09. Yep, wins at the top of the board. Austin Call.
Here we go. All right, so we are still waiting for a number of drivers to finish up their laps. Once we do, we will bring to you the current grid, but we still got a little bit of time to work our way through. I'm sure if everybody does qualify, they'll probably advance us onto the race session, but we're kind of waiting and just getting a feel for this amazing track. Really, it's just phenomenal that NASCAR is running this track, but also you see Formula One here, IMSA, a lot of other car series come to this track. I think IndyCar comes here as well. So
Yeah, it's IndyCar, I think, is the one that doesn't. I think it's actually only, yeah, it's only NASCAR and IMSA and Formula One. I think COTA could be the perfect spot for IndyCar.
yeah,
I mean, it's a great track. It's a Formula One, or it's a grade level one facility, which means that Formula One and the FIA can run those races there. That doesn't have any effect on IndyCar, but it's good enough for Formula One. I feel like if it's good enough for Formula One, IndyCar very well could run a race. And this weekend, it's actually really interesting. They added the VR racing series to the line, which is all, you have Mercedes and Porsches and that whole supercar series there. So that'll be a fun one in line with the NASCAR Cup Series. So a little support race action going on in a way this weekend here at COTA. But tonight, Rick, Kyle Smalley topped the board, actually beat out Austin Call by about a tenth of a second there with a 137. Two times that are now in the 137. So yeah, Austin Call has his money worth.
Yeah, and actually Walker Thomas as well. He put up the same exact time, 137.97, and he's currently sitting in P2.
Yeah, very, very close laps here, and I think it's going to be a phenomenal race. This track is super. It's fun because of the fact that they now have started running on the national course, or the West Circuit, it's more known as. So I'm excited to see how these drivers are going to be able to navigate this. Looking at Luke Bullard there with that lovely metallic chrome number.
I don't think road courses are on the top of Luke's favorite, but when you go from running an oval track, you got 4 corners, or like Pocono, you got 3, but you still have just a handful of corners to get through to 16. And you're turning left and right, things change.
They definitely do.
Luke's been off track 5 times here on qualifying.
Yeah, and that's the big question. I've been trying to figure out if there is a track limit here.
There's not. I think that was removed, but so you won't get black flagged.
Yeah, and which I think can play into these drivers' hands well. But again, that kind of opens up the door for drivers to cut the track.
Well, and certainly I think they have been warned by the admins to not to cut through the S's, or the flag will come out, but it'll be thrown by admin. At least that's my understanding.
Got it. Well, makes a lot of sense because it's very easy to do here when you're looking at double-digit corners, and it's definitely going to be a challenge, I think, for a lot of these drivers. But I'm excited to see how it runs. We're looking at lap times, from P1 down to P27, separated by over 10 seconds, Rick, about 12-second difference, which means you're going to see the drivers who like this track and drivers who don't. I mean, some drivers I haven't spoke to just do not like road courses. So it's going to be interesting to see.
I think there's just a few seconds left before this session closes.
Yeah, just about 5 seconds left until we see our full starting lineup for tonight's Tech4Troops Cup Series event, race number 3 of our full season here on the IWM Broadcast Network.
All right, that finishes up with practice. As soon as we get a starting grid, we will bring that to you, and then we'll get this race underway. Just 45 laps away from crowning our first road course champion here. All right. All right, there's the grid.
All righty. Here is your starting lineup for tonight's Tech4Troops Cup Series race from Circuit of the Americas in Austin. Kyle Smalley with the pole in the 51 car with Walker Thomas sitting there in P2. Starting in third, Austin Call with Andrew Pileshi starting in fourth. Greg Stone starting in P5 with Maxwell Caldwell starting in sixth. Ty Bostic starting seventh. Justin Lewis starting in eighth. John Creighton starting in P9 with Wyatt Gray to his outside in P10.
Luke Bullard finds himself in P11 with David L. Brown to the outside in 12th. In 13th, Aiden Lucas with William Caron on the outside. Mike Kelly in 15th and Troy Torgerson in 16th. Rodney Uberpacker is in 17th with Garrett Johnson in 18th. Christoph Hall in 19th and Alex Linney in 20th.
In 21st, you have Todd Merkel with Cody Sturgill starting in the 22nd position. In 23rd is Dustin Coggin with Scott Smiley starting in 24th. And 25th is Matthew Gretchen. 26th, Marco Berube. And 27th is John Ledger. And that is the last of the cars that actually put up a qualifying lap, with Chuck Van Scoyk in 28th, Jordan Weaver in 29th, Tracy Powers 30th, Sammy Harrell 31st, Maurice Burnett 32nd, Philip Vandertwick there in 33rd, with David Watson 34th, and Justin Woody starting in the 35th position.
All right, so 35 cars will be out there today in this event. We're waiting on at least a couple drivers to make it. Oh, we are underway.
Yep, here we go. And Rick, really quick, if we can bring up my keys.
Oh yeah,
shortly,
absolutely.
Just to talk about this road course is something that we have not faced yet. Here is the first thing is track position. I think track position is going to be golden here. Then it also turn 6. Turn 6 is the corner that they have adjusted going from the normal circuit, the full-length road course, to now the national circuit or the West Court circuit. So that hard left-hand corner after the S's is going to be very vital. And also track limits. I think that's going to be essential, not really from a point of, okay, are people going to abuse that? But if you go off, you're going to heat up the tires, you're going to heat up, the car's not going to want to go off track. And if you get upset and get a little too far off track and exceed those limits, you could find yourself spinning into a fence or the grass or maybe even another competitor here. Look, Rick, I did some math. It looks like you can go about 18 and a half laps on a tank of gas, which means they're going to have to pit twice.
Oh, wow. All right. Okay, let's see. We're at. Obviously, it takes a while to get to the green flag.
Looks like we have some commotion on back.
Pace car is off.
We should be good. Here we go. They're stacking them up and racking them up. They're in the Geico restart zone. And we are green flag racing from Circuit of the Americas. Green flag is in the air. See the lights come on the boards there. That was pretty cool. I actually haven't seen that go live yet. But here we go down into turn 1. Can they all make it, Rick? That's the question.
Oh, this is going to be hard.
Oh, no. The leader blew the corner. Got it, though.
Yeah, it's stacking up way farther back, though.
And this S's portion is just going to be brutal for some of these drivers. They're all surviving. Oh, car off right there. Able to keep it underneath. Oh, there's another one going sideways. As everybody's somewhat minding their business here early on in this event. Oh, car sideways. Not sure who that was.
Possibly
right
Tracy
there.
Powers or Wyatt. That's Wyatt Gray in the 71.
Yeah, it looks like he's having some trouble getting that car going back in the right direction. He's all the way in the back now. Looks like he says he's having blinking issues.
Yep, there's definitely a connection issue there.
Yep. But up front, the 51 machine, Kyle Smalley leading lap number 1 here at COTA in the Texas State Bobcat Chevrolet Camaro.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the telemetry that's being fed to us from iRacing, but it's definitely incorrect. So we'll see what. Yeah, our telemetry here has Sammy Harrow out front, but we know that's incorrect. So we're following the 51, John. You must have better information than we've got. I'll just follow along.
Yep, so we got the 51 of Sammy Harrell in first, with Austin Call in the 47 in second, with Walker Thomas sitting in third, Andrew Pileshi in fourth, Max Caldwell in fifth, Justin Lewis in sixth, Greg Stone, David Brown, John Creighton, and Ty Bostic, your current top 10. So it just looks like the back of the field almost is having some issues with that. But as we see right here, here comes the 47 of Austin Call. Going to look down low at the 51. 51 shuts the door, goes way wide.
Too wide.
Definitely off track there. Hey, however, that's going to work. Here comes the 47 again, trying to make somewhat of a crossover move. I expect the 47 to try to go low here, outbrake the 51.
Off
51
track.
goes way off. Yep. As the 47 gets a great run off the corner, Rick, we may have a battle down in the turn 1 with the way the 47 is racing. We know he's fast. One of the fastest in practice, actually the fastest in practice. Let's see if he makes a move down in the turn 1 going into lap number 3. Yep, there he goes to the inside. Makes the pass.
Can he hold on to it,
51 he's still there. 51 is low going into the S's, and this is when it gets a little hairy.
Great racing here so far at COTA between these two drivers.
Oh, contact. 51's leaning on that 47. Still side by side. 47's going to have the advantage now going into turn 6, but the 51 is still there. Wow, what a battle up at the front here. 47 of Austin Call able to clear the 51 as he takes the lead.
Don't look back. He's got folks right on his tail that are just very aggressive.
Yeah, that is the one car of Walker Thomas. Oh, 51 hit that jump or a little.
The telemetry finally caught up with us.
Oh, yes, it did. Thank goodness.
But the 51, Andrew Pileshi, right there, the one of Walker Thomas, they're all right there battling. And those guys were fast as could be in practice.
Yeah, they're fast, and that 47 is faster. That 47 is already cleared to almost a full second lead on the second place driver of Kyle Smalley.
So farther back in the field, you've got the 94 of Maxwell Caldwell with the 7 of Justin Lewis behind David Brown in the 83, Greg Stone in the 5, John Creighton in the 9, and Ty Bostic is in 10th. I mean, this is one of those tracks that you've got to have a lot of patience.
Yeah, you have to, and you have to know your car. You have to know your marks, and it's easy to overdrive these corners, and it's easy to make a mistake.
Let's leave up some gap information. That way we can see just what's happening. Already there's a 20-second gap between your leader, Austin Call, and the 20th car of Cody Sturgill.
Yep, and that's where track position, it's literally everything. I think you have to be out here in the front, in the top 5, even to have a chance here at this road course, unless you are just minding your P's and Q's, and you can make up a 10th a lap. You know, you could be back there in 5th or 6th place and be able to catch the leaders by the end of this thing. So it's a very tricky track, as we see Walker Thomas making his way through 13, 14 right now. Going to hit turn 15 right here, the hard left-hander, then turn 16 back onto the straightaway, keeping within striking distance of the 51 of Kyle Smalley. So he's able to turn in much better but his drive off is not as good because he's getting such power down in the middle of the corner. Either way, able to keep that there in P3.
Yeah, his marks are definitely different, and it shows between him and the 51.
Yeah, and you can run this track in very different ways. The key is just to not hit those big yellow things. If you hit that sends you off course and gets you really, really way down. Looking right there, that's a great angle of turn 6, turn 7. As we're starting to see some of these drivers get a little bit closer now. Front 4 separated by 2.3 seconds. Big slip up from the 51. Yeah, 51 overdrove the corner, and the 1 took advantage of it. Great move by Walker Thomas. Now it's on the 51 to kind of regather and get his head back into the race and hit his marks, because I've experienced, at least, once you miss your mark once, you always remember that corner where you missed your mark. You know, you're like, oh gosh, I got to make it. And sometimes you can, overthink and you try too hard to make it, and it's going to cause you to miss it. So 51 is fast though. So we'll see if he's able to bounce back up there. But right now, top 10, Austin Call as we approach lap number 6. Walker Thomas, Kyle Smalley, Andrew Pileshi, Maxwell Caldwell, Justin Lewis, David Brown, Greg Stone, John Creighton, and Ty Bostic is your top 10, all separated by first to 10 by about 10 seconds. There's Ty. Oh, was going to try to go low down there on John Creighton.
Ty sitting in 10th. We'll jump back to the 20th position. This is Cody Sturgill, kind of by himself. Going back a little farther, Jordan Weaver sitting back here in 25th. He's got the 2 of Todd Merkel in front of him.
And right now, just looking at some lap times, a lot of drivers running personal bests last lap, which is impressive to see.
We can bring up that our best times, or last times.
Yeah, Walker Thomas just actually ran the fastest lap of the race, a 1:37.8. There's only 2 cars that have run in the 1:37s. It's Austin Call and Walker Thomas, P1 and P2.
Yeah, they're beginning to separate themselves a little bit here from the rest of the pack, and you can see on that track map, it's in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, that the field is pretty much spread out over the entire road course.
They are, and Walker Thomas had a terrible session of the S's right there. Blew through one, hit the yellow turtle in the second. Not a great lap in that portion, but able to stay within striking distance of the Austin Call machine of the 47.
Number of drivers are struggling with this track. I know Maurice Burnett is not having his best time out. I just saw it post up that he had gone off track. Tracy Powers as well. Sitting back there in 32nd. Here's Chuck Van Squake sitting in, just randomly picking up some drivers in 22nd position. He is +6. He has come up 6 positions.
Yeah, I mean, some of the biggest movers. Sammy Harrell up 12, Philip Vandertwick up 10. So big moves there from Sammy Harrell.
Watching Sammy right there with that unique reflective paint scheme. Metallic gold.
That looks awesome.
Jumping up a little farther to Mike Kelly. Currently running in 15th. He started in 15th. He still maintained it. That's a positive. Ty Bosick is in 11th now. Luke Bullard has taken over 10th.
And one thing I'm noticing here is lap times are slowly, interestingly, starting to just fall a little bit. Got a battle right there between Kyle Smalley and Andrew Pileshi.
We can bring up lap times. All right, that's lap 9 of 45.
We should get pit stops here roughly in the next, I would say, 8 to 9 laps. You know, there's no stage here, so, you know, it's really battling out to the end. And right now, that 51 machine has got his hands full with the 91 behind him. 91 might look low here. Not yet. Andrew Pileshi just minding his P's and Q's, trying to figure out the best time to get around that 51. Looking through here through some of the stadium portions of this circuit.
Yeah, for some reason, my math, well, you were in the car, you knew what your fuel mileage was. For some reason, my math is showing that they could run almost 30 laps. Only because I think the speed, they're not going as, but that's my calculation. I had it a little bit different, but we'll see how it all plays out.
Let's see.
And
No,
75%.
actually, I see what you're saying. Yeah, 27.6
Yeah.
is this new number that I got. Yeah. That might actually be a little bit more accurate.
I got to figure with 13.5 gallons, that's the 75% fuel that they're able to run. Of course, you would expect that they would actually come in a little bit earlier because you don't want to ever run out of gas on a road course.
Right.
I just gotta just want to ride along with Andrew Pileshi here with his battle with the 51. For me, it is just so hard to stay focused on this track.
Yeah, it's a tough one, especially when you're going through the stadium portion right here, trying to keep the car underneath you, trying to manage your throttle control, the brake control. It is all about the brakes, really, and how far you can push them. And can we see a pass here from the 91? I don't think he's going to take it. He's just minding his business behind the 51 right here. It's a great run off the corner.
51 got super loose.
I think the 91 is faster than the 51, but I think he's just taking his time, just minding his business.
I think the 51 is he's a little loose. He's struggling a bit, and the 91's, if he's not careful, he'll wind up having some contact there.
Yeah, the back end is definitely stepping out on the 51.
And that's part of the challenge. You've got 16 corners. Everybody's braking difference is everybody's braking point is slightly different, and especially now that the car has gotten a bit freer, it's super easy to make a mistake. You saw I think that was Maurice Burnett right there. So now they're adding the third variable here is that they've got cars that are lap traffic working their way through here. So they've got the competition with the car in front, the track itself, and competition.
It's definitely tricky, to say the least, to navigate through these corners here at COTA. But yeah, I think you're right on that number there, Rick, with the fuel.
Okay, so they've got some time.
Yeah, they definitely have some time, for sure.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in just about a minute. We thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network.
Hello, my name is Jack Raymondson. I manage business development here at Tech4Troops, and I'm my second year with this amazing veteran nonprofit owned and operated by veterans for veterans. I served in the U.S. Marine Corps as an amphibious assault crewman from 1992 to 1996. I also served in the U.S. Coast Guard from 2002 to 2007, joining after 9/11 as an operations specialist, then serving as an instructor at Coast Guard Training Center, Yorktown. I also spent many years as a first responder volunteering as an EMT and fireman. I'm here at Tech4Troops because I believe in our mission to empower veterans and their families with the gift of computers and technology training, as well as our outreach to help curb veteran suicide while providing a safe and meaningful community where veterans are treated with respect and dignity. We are aiming for zero veteran suicide through gaming and other program opportunities. We help veterans regain a new sense of purpose and help them see they have a brighter future ahead of them. It truly is an honor and my pleasure to serve my fellow veterans and help give them a leg up. 2024 is Tech4Troops' 10th anniversary year, and I ask that you help us support our veterans and their families with a computer donation and or greatly needed financial contribution so we can help every last veteran in need. Together, you and Tech4Troops can be change makers. Thank you.
All right, welcome back to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series. And I just saw that little bug come up. If you could, to maybe click on our channel and subscribe. That way we can keep you up to date on what's happening here on Wednesday nights and Thursdays. Tomorrow night will actually be off tomorrow night while the INRS Racing Series takes on COTA. And we'll be back on next week to bring you when both of these leagues on Wednesday and Thursday night take on Phoenix.
That should be a fun event.
Yeah, that'd be great. That is the Shriners Children's 250, and that should be a blast. I mean, Phoenix just gives you it's such a unique layout, so pretty cool.
It is. What I'm noticing right now is that these leaders are facing some lap traffic.
Yeah, they are. They are trying to work their way through. And, these cars are in the back. That's Matthew Gratian, Tracy Powers, Maurice Burnett, John Ledger. They're struggling. They're really struggling. Justin Woody is the last car on the lead lap in the 27. Our leaders will probably be coming up to him relatively soon. See the four go off the track there. Again, as we said earlier, some drivers are road course racers, others struggle, and we've got a mix of that here tonight. Up at the front, Austin Call is right there leading. Walker Thomas sits in second, Kyle Smalley in third, Andrew Palesci in fourth, and Justin Lewis is sitting in fifth. Watching the 47 of Austin Call, he'll be coming up, I think, The 99 of Marco Berube be next on his list of cars to pick off. Marco's the last car now on the lead lap.
I'm definitely curious to see if this gap is going to sustain, because between Austin Call and Walker Thomas, it's been about 2 seconds the entire race.
You can see that the the number one of Walker Thomas, he is really doing everything he can to close that gap. But the unique thing that I think I've seen here, we see it in our telemetry, is that Austin Call has only gone off track, which means kind of getting into a place like touching that grassy area where iRacing would say you're off track per se, only twice.
Wow.
Whereas Walker Thomas, 22 times.
22. Goodness gracious.
Yep. Kyle Smalley, 17. And these are good drivers. But I think they're using everything they can to try and gain an advantage.
Yeah, well, what that tells me is that staying on the track is faster. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be quicker. You know, I mean, looking at the lap times, it's consistent. I mean, Austin Call was a full second faster last time by, comparatively to Walker Thomas. So his brakes are glowing, but hey, he's doing everything he can to keep that car on the racing surface, max grip, not overheating the tires, not overheating the brakes, and doing a great job at it too.
Yeah, very fluid with how he's attacking the track.
And what I'm noticing, he's letting the car rotate as well. Like the car is very much happy in the middle of the corner in the apex. I think it's one of the best cars that I've seen from a turning perspective early on. So I'm stoked to see if anybody can catch Austin Call, because 15 laps in, he's already got a 3-second advantage, but already a 13-second gap to fifth. So he's putting on a little bit of a clinic here, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm watching number one here of Walker Thomas. That's what we've got on the screen, just to see what qualifies as off track versus right there. That little bit of cut that he made coming through there cost him an off track. It was qualified as going off track. Right there too. He stayed so far into the that grassy area that qualified that as also off track. Odd, but I think you'll see that on Sunday all the time.
Yeah, well, I think in the Cup Series there's no track limits.
That's correct.
So
yeah.
it's a little different there. So
this battle continues to rage between Kyle Smalley and Andrew Pileshi.
Yeah, that gap has been one of the most consistent gaps that we've seen, and I think that 91 is a little bit faster than the 51. So we'll see how that works.
Oh, right there. He's
There it
challenging.
is. And he got by him, but he went off track, and
He
there
lost
goes
it,
the 51 again. That's how easy it can happen.
Just like that. You thought you had it made, and then you didn't. So.
I mean, it's really all about corner entry and exit too. It's the whole thing. But if you go deep into a corner, it's probably not going to stick as well as you would like it to. So it's going to spit you out kind of on the wrong side of things afterwards. So it's very interesting to see how that played out right there, because that's I think something you're going to see a little bit more often.
Turning back to Justin Lewis, he's kind of by himself, I think, back here. Looking at the gap, well, he's got the 94 of Maxwell Caldwell right there on his tail. Another battle on track. That is for the 5th position, these two. Greg Stone is there. David Brown is right sandwiched in the middle there. Looking up to see where also there may be another battle happening. Is made back with Garrett Johnston. So there's a gaggle of cars right here in this little area. This is around 12th, 13th, and 14th.
Yeah, there's a ton of action right here. Specifically the 3 cars a little bit on back, the 17, the 81.
Yep, that's the 81 of William Caron. In front is Rodney Urbacher. Mike Kelly is there as well. So right there, Aiden Lucas is right on the bumper of Garrett Johnston, trying to get by. Oh, spins. 34 goes around. Gets it back together, but not before giving up those 3 or 4 spots.
Yeah, I'd be careful with those tires now too. They're going to be a little toasty after going off track and spinning them a little bit. So always got to be careful, figure out what you can do with those tires after you get them hot.
A bit farther back, you've got Chuck Van Scoik here. He's in 19th. He's got his teammate, Sammy Harrell, right behind him.
Yep, Chuck and Sammy both up 9 and 11 positions respectively. So
good consistency there amongst these drivers. On board
we
with.
just surpassed lap 18.
Yep, this is on board with the 43, Sammy Harrell.
Nice and smooth with the wheel. Took that a little bit hot.
It's like he bit just a little bit. Yeah.
What I'm noticing, he's staying in second gear a little bit more than I've seen other drivers right through there. So I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. It's going to drop in the first gear here.
We've got the 39 there in front of them. 27 moves wide. 27's a lap down car. I think that's Tracy Powers in the 39. Well, unfortunately, I think it says 39 on track. The tower may say 13. Oh, I'm sorry, I've got that wrong. That's actually Troy Torgerson in front. I missed up my military branches. Tracy's running an Air Force car, and Troy has got a Navy car.
Yeah, I was thinking Tracy's was a bluer paint scheme.
You're correct, yeah.
There, but yep, yeah.
It's been a long day.
Oh, I agree. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. There's Chuck going to the inside there of that number 39 Navy machine. Making his way up into P18, up 10 spots now.
That's a good shot of the S's coming through there.
Yeah, it's great. And, I've heard people talk about how the S's have been taken away from COTA because of this layout. No, they're still there. They're very relevant and very important to navigate. So the S's are there. They're not as long as they used to be, but you're still making you have a hard left-hander, a hard right-hander, another hard left-hander, another hard right-hander, then a hard left-hander again. So that's a big S to me.
Absolutely. All right, just completing 20 laps, almost the halfway point here at COTA. We thank you for tuning in. We're going to take another commercial break. We'll be right back. Again, you won't miss anything. We'll be side by side. Right back.
Are you looking for a way to safely and securely dispose of your old electronic devices? Why not donate them to Tech4Troops? Tech4Troops is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to bridging the technology gap for in-need veterans and their families. The donation process is quick and easy. Simply go to tech4troops.org and click on the donate link at the top right-hand side of the page. Scroll down to access the Give Back Box link. To create your shipping label, click Add to Cart and complete the checkout process. The shipping label is good for up to 50 pounds. You can recycle most standard shipping boxes to send in your devices. Oh, don't forget the power cords. Give new life to your old technology by responsibly recycling with Tech4Troops. Help save the environment and support a veteran.
All right, welcome back to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series at COTA. I'm Rick Souza here with John DeRudris in the booth as we watch these drivers tackle one of the most technical road courses on the circuit today. They've got 16 corners. They've got lots of S's and unique challenges to try and be successful here at Circuit of the Americas, and it's showing. Those drivers who are experienced road course drivers are definitely ringers when it comes to getting around this track. And we'll see that on Sunday as well. You'll see drivers you're like, where'd that guy come from? Well, he's got some good road course experience.
Exactly. Yep, and it's showing right here. Austin Call doing a great job up in the front of this field, now navigating lap traffic, which is very, very relevant here at a road course, especially at COTA. So we'll see how he's able to get through this traffic, if it's of ease or if it's not. He's probably going to go low here, able to get through.
Yeah, Todd Merkel was the
number 2.
Was the last car on the lead lap. Now he's coming up to the 11 of Scott Simley, who is the now the last car on the lead lap.
And look at that gap. It's 2.9 seconds. Now 2.5, just due to what happened there with the 11 and the 47. 47 having to go way low. 11.0 to 2 and the 11 almost made contact there, but gap still within that 2 to 3 second range, Rick.
Yeah, it didn't hold him up.
One's not going away.
No. Didn't hold him up at all. And, of course, now at this point, that puts Walker Thomas, he's got to figure out a way to get around these two guys. That was easy.
Well, there's an easy way. Yeah. Now he's going to catch this other car through the middle of the S of the 11. See how well he's able to navigate that. 11 goes a little wide there.
Yeah, he's much more efficient getting through it than some of these guys who aren't good on the road courses. And so the 11 lock it up a bit there. We got one driver on pit road.
Yeah, was able to navigate it really well.
Yeah, one driver on pit road is Mike Kelly. But the field is beginning to split apart here, John. You've got 22 drivers still on the lead lap. So nearly almost half of them are now have gone a lap down.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these off-track numbers are pretty hilarious.
I mean, it's quite a lot. I see north 50s. Of 50. So
yeah.
I see almost 60 now. So.
Yep.
But when there's no limit, I mean.
Yeah. It's all
I guess. No, I see 60. Never mind. I see 60. So, but here we go. We got Justin Lewis on pit road now.
Also, Cody Sturgill on pit road as well.
He's getting tires. Interesting.
Right side, yeah.
Now, that's not something that I would have thought drivers would get. But I guess if your tires are gone, might be something that you need to pay attention to.
All right, 23 laps to go here at COTA, just approaching the halfway point. Justin Lewis finds himself in 13th position.
Decent run for him. And looking at some of our biggest movers, Rick, up 17 spots. Sammy Harrell making hay, doing the work. Running a great race so far.
Yep, absolutely. Andrew Palesci is on pit road. See what choices Andrew makes here. Also taking right sides. Four-way. Four-tire stop for Andrew Palesci. Well, with just 22 laps to go, Austin Call continues to lead. I think he's led all the laps, or nearly all the laps. So you can bring up some
Just about.
some lap information here.
I think Kyle Smalley led a few. Maybe no. Sammy Harrell. No, there's no way that's right.
Nope, that's probably from the initial error with the telemetry.
Mm-hmm.
But for sure, Austin Call has led a ton.
He has. He's put on a clinic up there. The gap's still sitting between 2 and 3 seconds. So Walker Thomas can get it done. Oh, here comes the 47 on the pit road. The move of the race. Let's see what this is going to do. Is he going to short pit? And I'm kind of curious. So with 21 laps to go, we're on lap 25. How far can you go on this fuel? And is he going to get tires? Is the question.
Well, you can definitely take two for sure.
Yeah, no
But he's
tires
not-
here.
No tires.
Yeah, see that's what my strategy would be. Is if you're up at the front, like you have all that track position, I'd say keep it as much as you can, and just get fuel. But if you're in the back, you may change your strategy just a little bit.
Now he's in 7th, so of course everybody else has to come in that's ahead of him. So
Right, and the gap is 29.2 seconds. That's going to be very vital to our leaders gap of Walker Thomas. So we got to keep an eye on that now as this one car claims the lead. When he comes down pit road, what that delta is, and is the short pit the situation to go? I mean, there's no advantage from a tire perspective, but thinking about this, could the one actually run faster laps on less of a fuel tank with less weight in the car? Could he go faster? Nope, he's going to come in this time.
it's pretty hot on pit road. He's got to get down, got to wheel that car down to 40.
Now, I think he got on the pit road a little bit better than Austin
did.
Call. So,
Yeah.
so I think this is going to be very interesting when it comes to the race out of pit road. 47 is now just making his way through turn 15. Now the 47 just got through turn 16. Now he's on the front stretch.
He's taking right
One is
sides.
And the one is
All 4
boy.
tires. Big difference.
I don't think that's a good decision from the one.
That's a 5-second delta between that pit stop in the box compared to Austin Call. And now he finds himself back in 4th. Everybody else behind them, Stone, Bosick, Creighton, and Johnson, are on pit road. The 2 drivers in front, Kyle Smalley in the 51 and the second place car of David L. Brown, have not pitted as of yet. Now this is a road course, which means that there's no track-wide yellow flag that can come out. So they may have a corner yellow, but for all intents and purposes, it's flat out the whole way around.
Yep, flag to flag, essentially. So I think that this is going to be very interesting. Can the 91, or excuse me, can the 1 run down the 47? The gap is about 5 seconds. Oh, car spinning right there. Not sure who that was, but the car is doing donuts now.
'51 of Kyle Smalley on pit road, as well as David L. Brown, which should put Austin Call back up to the front.
I think this is going to work out very well for the 47, just with timing and whatnot on pit road.
Again, the 51 of Kyle Smalley definitely takes right sides and left side tires. I mean, they're good pit stops. They're 14 and change, but you know, when your leader did not take any tires and just took gas, I mean, with a sub 10-second pit stop.
Yeah, I think the 47's faster than the 1 on pure pace, too. So I think it's... I mean, I like... If I'm the 1, I think do something different than the 47. But again, I still think that it's a tough decision to make, especially with the current stage of the race and where you are.
Right. We'll see in the next 2 laps or so if those tires make a difference at all, but because right now we still got the last time, I think, included his pit stop. Let's jump over to the 1.
Yeah, it did.
So next time by, this will give us some better telemetry to see if there's any delta at all.
And one thing that I'm kind of confused by, it says that Austin Call's fastest lap was a 1:37.9. Walker Thomas's fastest lap was a 1:39.1. That.
All right, well, that's interesting. That's just about a second quicker for Walker Thomas.
Right.
With new tires, but he's got about 5 seconds to make up.
Yeah,
but
and what I'm
18 laps.
Yeah, and what I'm curious about is, like, if Walker Thomas's best time was a 1:39.1 and Austin Call's best time was a 1:37.9, that's 1.2 seconds. Was Austin Call...
Well, something's wrong there because his last lap was a 1:37, so that's...
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I was about to say. Like, something's off with this telemetry, because I was just doing math. I was like, okay, the gap should be much bigger if, you know, Walker Thomas's fastest lap was a second and a half slower, you know, than the 47. But either way, though,
I think there's a potential if those times stay consistent, you know, he does mathematically have a chance to catch him within about 8 laps with 18 to go.
Yeah, the math is there. It's definitely can work in his favor. I'm looking right now at some of the incidents.
Yep, jumping back
And,
to
interesting. Austin Call, I think, has the least amount of incidents out of anybody. 5. That's amazing.
wow. Yep. I mean, second
That gap
to him,
is shrinking.
second to him is Troy Torgerson with 7, and
Wow.
then Maxwell Caldwell with 8. But Garrett Johnston, he's topping 70. Chuck Van Scoik, 76. Those are some big numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's really, I think, just a part of the, if you're driving aggressively, you're trying to make a difference, to get closer, to cut the gap down, you're going to take some chances.
That's 76 chances.
Yeah, 77.
Yeah, a lot of chances. I mean, it's super clear, especially going outside of the white line. I mean, like, if you go into the green, I mean, like, it's clear that's off track. So,
Hey, interesting number. That gap between Austin Call and Walker Thomas is now down to 2.9.
It is.
And he can see him. He's we can go on board. This is Walker Thomas. He can now see Austin Call out his windscreen.
Yeah, he's definitely there.
He's driving as hard as he can to get there. I think that Austin Call had to deal with a number of lap down cars that slowed him up.
Oh, for sure.
And he is sawing that wheel hard.
Oh, yeah. And staying on track, too, is the thing. He's been able to stay on track this lap. So he might get there, Rick. This might be interesting. The math does work in his favor.
Yep. So maybe there's something to the tires.
I mean, I think it is. I mean, looking at the last lap times, Walker Thomas was 0.5 faster.
Yep. Food for thought, right?
It definitely is. Yes, it is. Right now, we got 15 laps to go. Just one more third of this race, and then we will crown a winner here in Austin, Texas. Will it be the Austin Call Machine? Will it be Walker Thomas? Will we see a battle and they wreck and Andrew Pileshi comes from nowhere? Who knows what's going to happen? That's the beauty of a road course. Literally, you do not give up until the last lap, the last corner, because you don't know what's going to happen with the drivers in front of you or behind you.
Coming back to battle with Greg Stone, Ty Bostic, Justin Lewis here.
Oh, 7 drove in really deep on Ty. Yeah, I don't think Ty is going to be too happy with that move.
He's right in his door the whole way.
Ty takes it back. That is for P7.
Working through the S's here. Oh, lost it.
I think he exceeded a limit there and had to give it up. I think he went like off track, you know, when you cut a corner.
Yep.
That's what it looked like.
Back up front, that gap is now down to 2 seconds, 2.1 between these two drivers with, again, just 14 laps to go.
And those brake rotors are glowing like saucers there on that number one, like a hot frying pan. I mean, it's hot on that left front. You can see it right here as he comes through. Well, they were burning.
They will now.
Yeah. The gap is ever closing, ever so close.
Yep, now below 2 seconds. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. We will be right back. Thanks for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network.
When I got out of the military, I had a hard time translating my military experience into the civilian world. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would have been that homeless or impoverished vet. But it can be easier with the right support. I'm Mark Casper, and I'm the Executive Director of Tech4Troops. In today's world, you have to have a computer to be able to apply for jobs. Our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce.
Here at Tech4Troops, we're here to push you forward to get you back to where you want to be in life. When the veterans come in, I teach them everything you could think of that's done with a computer. I want them to feel that this is a tool that's going to help them get their life back.
I went into a kind of a deep depression. Eventually, I lost my job and I was out on the street. The computer was able to connect me to the web, and I was able to start putting resumes out. And you have to have these small building blocks to get from point A to point B. I'm not worried about employment anymore.
The need is great, and we want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series. We are at COTA. There are 13 laps to go. Austin Call is out in front and leading this race, but he does have the number one of Walker Thomas that is about to, he's close, a second and a half behind here. They are in each other's sights. Sure that Austin sees Walker in his rear view, and that's all Walker can focus on out the front of his windshield. There's still 19 cars on the lead lap. The next potential vehicle that the 47 will pick off, but it's a while. It'll be the 23 of Chuck Van Skyke. Chuck's the last car on the lead lap at this time. See the glow of the brake rotors there as they came into that corner.
Yeah, the gap's closing down. If I was the 47, I'd be a little nervous about the back end of the stint.
Yeah, I think that the defining moment right now was the decision that Walker Thomas made in the pits. You know, we were both saying, "Oh, that was a mistake," but you know what? It's proven to not have been a mistake. He took 4 tires here, which is about 5 seconds longer in the pit box than the 47 of Austin Call. However, it has proven that it has certainly helped.
It has. Well, with just 12 to go, this battle is forming up to be a good one.
The number one of Walker Thomas is doing everything he can to try and close that gap. He's now down to 1 second.
Yeah, that 47 car, the rear end is slipping out like crazy on it. I think that 47's struggling with grip.
Yeah, he's running the same set of tires. In fact, he just really locked up the brakes there.
Yeah. I actually I think I like the tire call now. I mean, it definitely is gonna take a second to get to you, but I mean, at the back of the stint, I mean, it's half like the tires are just shredded. There's just no grip left.
It certainly has made a difference.
It definitely has. And last time by, Walker Thomas was 0.6 faster, so.
That's significant.
I mean, you're able to brake heavier. You're able to go through the corners with a little bit more speed, and it's all a game of inches and tenths and which corner can I do better than the driver in front of me.
He's holding on to that lead by just a second between these two. But they just went through lap traffic. That's a 99 of Marco Berube. 27 is in front. That's also lap traffic.
Yeah, the one's going to have to take a little bit of a different line here. A little bit different entrance. Might lose a little bit. The 47 locked it up again.
It didn't hurt that running through those couple cars of traffic actually benefited Austin Call. Now with just 10 laps to go. But it's 1 second. That translates into one mistake.
Yep.
So easy to make an error here, and they've got more traffic to deal with as they work their way up through these next few corners. They've got the 23 of Chuck Van Scoik coming up. Chuck is the last car on the lead lap. They're just one corner ahead. Walker continues to chip away, now down to only 7 tenths, 8 tenths.
Wow.
If these cars in front do anything to hold them up, it's going to be significant. Now, Chuck's last lap through was a 1:41, so he's running about 2 seconds off the leader's pace. It's like Walker bit a little bit through the S's there. May have got a little bigger bite of those turtles.
Just a little bit. You don't want to take too big of a chomp out of them because they'll chomp you right back. They're snapping turtles, let me tell you. Personal experience. I hit one for the first time testing here. When I tell you, I literally thought my wheel was going to just jerk out of my hands. I was like, wow, okay, well, don't do that again.
He is right on his tail.
Yeah, Walker Thomas, that tire strategy is going to play out here. It's just a matter of time. When can he time this up the right way? I don't think he needs to push too hard. Just wait a little bit, and you should be able to make the pass fairly easily. If he gets a good run off the corner here, he may try it into one. Oh, he's definitely going to try it into one, Rick.
Oh, wow.
Yep, he's going to. Let's see if he closes the gap. He may peek out a little bit to make the 47 think he's going to go for it, but you have that lap car up there. Yeah, there's the one. He's going to peek out. Is he going to go for it? He went for it. The 47 blocked. Oh, we're going to have contact. Oh, he hit him. And we drive on another day. Well, that was exciting. Well, now we know that the 1 is much better than the 47, so now it's a matter of time.
Yeah, but did that bit of locking up those tires impact his tire strategy now? That's a lot of extra heat in those tires.
It is. On the flip side, the 47's been locking him up pretty heavily, too.
They've got the 42 in front of them. That is Alex Linney. Alex is laps down.
Here we go. This is the battle. It's the closest battle we have on track outside of David Brown, Greg Stone, and a couple battles on back for 11-12 between Aiden Lucas, Maxwell Caldwell, and Garrett Johnston. But this is the heat of the moment right here. This is the battle that will decide this race. Whoever can make it through here. See that 1 having to go wide. Oh, we got contact. 43 or 42 got into the 1 car there.
That's Alex Linney.
Yep, the 1 came over the radio and said something. I don't know what he said, but I can't imagine it was anything that would be shown on Disney Channel. So we're not...
I think the 42 just disappeared.
Yeah,
I saw him blinking.
I think he did. And that may have been what caused that, too. We don't know. We'd have to go back and look, but... Yeah, blinking car is never a good scenario. Yep, he is. Yeah, that might have been what caused it, unfortunately. And, you see that more at road courses, Rick, because of how big these tracks are. It's a lot of data. It's a lot of processing, and it's tough at times to navigate.
So an interesting fact and change within iRacing is that they've made a change to a car. If you are blinking like that, that's basically indicating a connection problem. In the past, you would just continue to go around and wind up just blinking until you disconnected. But now they've changed and put some AI into the software that is watching you, and when you begin to have a connection problems, it'll actually just at a certain point just put you back into pit lane and put you in your pit stall.
Yeah, I think it's a great move.
Yep. Our gap continues to be just about a second. That last bit of working through lap traffic did not help Walker Thomas in the 1 at all. Now with just 7 laps to go. Of course, I don't know just how much rubber is left on those tires that Austin Call is continuing to exploit here, but we shall see.
It's going to be tight at the end, I can tell you that. Got a Go 19 from Lorraine and a Hey John from Chad. Hello Chad, how are you? Good old friend Chad. On the YouTube.
Appreciate those who have tuned in for tonight's event. We appreciate you, and hopefully we'll see you next week and we move out west to Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix is going to be a great race. It always is. It's a fun one to watch.
Especially with these cars, because that dog leg plays havoc with the stability and always makes for an interesting race.
Oh, yeah, it does. All right, Rick. 6 laps to go. The gap is 5. Now it's 0.6 of a second. Can the gap close is the question.
again, they're dealing with lap traffic. The 2 just gets out of the way. Good sportsmanship there.
It's always good to see that sportsmanship here, especially in the Tech4Troops Cup Series, is phenomenal. So glad to see that and let them race it out with 5 laps to go here, Rick. What is going to transpire? That gap is there. I mean, it is close. I mean, I think the one may have used the good off the good years.
Yeah, I don't think he can close it, but I say that's if all things continue equal. But the variables here are lap traffic and human, the human mistake, the human animal. It's easy to make an error and put yourself in a bad place.
Yeah, I mean, right here, the 47 didn't have a great, corner. Looking at, I think that's Chuck Van Scoik that is.
Yeah, and he's the last car on the lead lap, so he's trying to stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, I mean, he's there. I mean, it's gonna be close. Chuck, he's gonna fight as far as he can. That Go Racing diecast scheme. I'm gonna shout out Chuck really quick. He made an amazing custom for me. That it looks phenomenal. That I won't be running it tomorrow, but I'll be running it on in the Phoenix race for the INRS series. So, Chuck, thank you. That was a gift that my wife Sophia got me. Absolutely phenomenal. Oh, big check up there from the 47. Big slide. Just gonna shout out Chuck really quick for Goat Racing Diecast. Amazing car. I'm looking at it right now. It's on my desk. It's awesome. So.
Well, you can go to the Goat Racing Diecast website, and there are discounts there by selecting the number of the driver, and you can get yourself a diecast.
You can, absolutely. Oh boy, we're getting close now. The one's
contact. Contact
oh,
for
man.
The one in the 47.
I think if the one would have gone to the left of the 47, may have been able to battle him just a little bit heavier here, but that battle is raining on now. Oh, here we go. The one's going to take a wider entry. The 47's going to go real shallow. The one should be there. Yeah, Rick, the one I think is back. But is this because of the lap traffic?
It is, yeah, because they're looking at that last lap by the 23. His lap was pretty much 140, and he's running about a 7/10 slower than the leaders.
Yeah, here comes the one. He should make a move here going into turn 1. The 47's there.
47 locks that line.
The one goes way wide, but is going to have a little bit of a run now going into the first corner. There's a car going wide there. As we see this 47, what is the 47 going to do? The 47 is going to try to get around. The one may have position here, Rick.
Oh, but no, 47 ran over that.
Oh, and we're side by side through the S's. This is for the lead. 3 laps to go. The one gave it up. I think that's a really smart move. Oh, 47 jumped the turtle, upset the car. That one car is there.
Yeah, he's looking for the spot. He's trying to find that spot.
I mean, I think at this point you got to be. I mean, he's the fastest car. It's clear. And the 47 is locking it up. The lap traffic is definitely playing a factor. I mean, Chuck's doing everything he can to stay on the lead lap. And that one car has been able to turn a little bit better in the corners. But here we go, 3 to go. This is where all heck broke loose last time, just in this portion of the track. Coming down now to turn 15. Gonna go to turn 16 for the third to last time here. 47 gets a decent corner. Oh, slides on exit. One gets a great exit. See him wiggle that car out of corner exit, Rick. That was a lot of rear wheel spin. 2 laps to go. The 47 defends the low line, locks it up again. 23 locks it up. I mean, it's working, though, Rick. It's working. He's able to block the line. I mean, the 1 can't do anything because if the 1 drives in too deep, he's going to wreck both of them. As he now right on board with the 1.
2 laps to go.
Creates a little distance here. Oh, the 47 went a little wide there in that corner. I think the 1's going to have great position coming here onto the backstretch. If he can get the car to settle down.
Oh, almost rear ends him. Forced him to go wide and loses the position.
Yep, drove it way deep in, but here we got another lap car. That's the 11. It's a lap down. I wonder how much the Austin in the 47 is looking through his front windshield versus his rear.
Oh, spins!
Lap. That was close. Well, that just lowers the pressure.
It does. That 1 almost looped it.
Yeah, I mean he's digging as much as anybody right now. I mean, as he should. He's the fastest car on the track. And we'll see what happens now as we are now approaching the white flag here at COTA. The 1's using every ounce of track that he can use. 23 goes wide. 23 is going to take the low line. If I'm the 47, I think you got to get around the 23.
I think he's making that move now.
Well, the 23 is going to defend it, though, into turn 1. They make contact. 1 gets into the back.
Oh, the 1 goes around. Almost.
Yep.
He saves it.
That could be it. That's it, Rick.
Yep, that's it.
That was it. I think that is... Oh, boy, that 1's not going to be happy.
No, he's going to be pissed.
That 1's not going to be happy because he was there. And Chuck is on the rear door of the leader.
Yeah,
I mean, he's still fighting him.
Well, I mean, he just lost his... He's now been lapped, but he's not letting go. He's a bulldog.
Let the dogs fight, says the 23. As Walker Thomas is now 2 seconds back. I mean, I don't think he can't run it down that. I mean, he would have to have a perfect stadium section here.
No, but he needs to
have to make a mistake.
He's going to just not lose any other positions because he does have Andrew Pileshi not too far behind.
Right.
Again, last lap, last few corners here.
And here we go. That 47, Austin Call, has led almost every single lap here tonight, if not every lap. Was one of the fastest on track and is going to win here. Oh, my goodness. I thought he lost it out of turn 4. He wins here at Circuit of the Americas with Walker Thomas in second. And I believe that is Andrew Pileshi in third.
Absolutely. Good battle towards the end here. Those last few laps were riveting here.
Oh, fantastic battle. Fantastic battle between the leaders, and oh yeah, that 47 is thrilled. Heck, I would be too. What a race by that car, by that driver.
All right, it may take a little bit of time for rest of the racers to get around. And
yeah,
we'll
I think
bring
we
up
have
our results. May take a bit.
But what a race, though. What a strategy call. I mean, it almost worked there for the 1 of Walker Thomas.
Man, he had a couple chances there. He had closed the gap, made the great call in the pits. And, of course, we'll talk to him in a little bit. Stay tuned for driver interviews momentarily once we get you race results. But, yeah, super close there towards the end. All right, some comments already on YouTube just saying that the lap traffic should have given way. Sure, but you know, in Chuck's defense, he certainly was battling for position. He was the last car on the lead lap, but I'm certainly entitled to that position. All right, we got results.
Sure.
Let's bring that in.
Alrighty, let's do it. So your finishing results here for the Tech4Troops Cup Series from COTA. Race number 3, Austin Call locks himself into the championship with a win. Walker Thomas in second. Andrew Pileshi finishes in third. Kyle Smalley in fourth. John Creighton in fifth. Justin Lewis in sixth. David Brown in seventh. Greg Stone in eighth. Luke Bullard in ninth. And Aiden Lucas rounds out your top 10.
All right, sitting in 11th, Ty Bostic. Good run for Ty. 12th, Garrett Johnson. 13th, Mike Kelly. Maxwell Caldwell in 14th. Rodney Uberpacker in 15th. Wyatt Gray in 16th. Christoph Hall in 17th. William Karen in 18th. Chuck Van Skyke finishes in 19th. Troy Torgerson in 20th.
Jordan Weaver, 21st. Philip Vanderswick there in 22nd. Scott Smiley there in 23rd. Cody Sturgill in 24th. Todd Merkel in 25th. Dustin Coggin in 26th. Tracy Powers in 27th. Marco Berube finishes in 28th. With Justin Woody and Alex Linney 29th and 30th. With Matthew Gretchen there in 31st. Sammy Harrell there in 32nd. Maurice Burnett, John Ledger, David Watts, 33rd, 34th, and 35th. So, Rick, let's call in our drivers here, your podium finishers, and hear from all of them.
I'm looking for Andrew Pileshi. We'll see if we can find Andrew. Let's move him to broadcast booth. Andrew, congratulations on your P3 finish.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Man, this is a tough track. This is such a technical track. You must be exhausted.
Yeah, my right knee's shot. I got a pretty stiff brake pedal, and I want to be hobbling out of this room here when I'm doing.
Well, you saw that battle going on in front of you. You were thinking that you may have an opportunity there at the end?
I was hoping. Did they take tires? Did you guys see that?
Oh, yeah. They did. Well, Austin Call did not. He took no tires today, but Walker Thomas did. He took 4 tires.
He did. So I was hoping that they both didn't, and that would pay more dividends, but we were all so equal. It was kind of pointless, I guess. But once they started getting going, I was like, man, I wish this had happened 10 laps ago. So I started pushing pretty hard, and I was hoping something crazy was going to happen, but luckily the fastest car won, and it was a good race. I'm happy. I'd have liked to have had to start over. I got kind of held up there for a while. I don't want to say held up, but it was me and the 51 were battling. Good race if you're listening. I think I could have ran with them 2 up front if I could have just had them at the start.
Yeah, we were watching you battling back and forth with the 51. You were seeing a lot of that bumper for a while there.
Yeah, and I got to give him massive credit because it's really hard for 2 guys, especially in these cars, at a road course like this to stay that close. And so shout out to him. He did a great job holding me off, and I'm really glad I didn't mess up and rear-end him.
Yep, I mean, that's Kyle Smalley. He finished right behind you.
Yeah, he did it was a good fun fighting him there. I'd like to have gotten around him earlier, but it is what it is. Good race.
Absolutely. Any shout-outs tonight?
Yeah, first of all, shout out to our winner, Austin Call. He's kind of like our satellite teammate. He's not really on the 1320 team.
Did I lose you?
Oh, yeah. My button's weird. Shout out to my teammates, Justin Lewis, Max Caldwell, Todd Merkel. Fun race with them, getting ready for this. And to you guys in the booth and everybody who puts this together. It's a great broadcast, and y'all do a great job.
We appreciate you. All right, there's your third place finisher. That is Andrew Pileshi, and we'll bring in Mr. Walker Thomas, who just was almost there. Walker, congratulations. Great battle.
Thanks, guys. I'm drenched in sweat. That was a workout.
We were just talking and asked the same thing about Andrew. You know, you must be worn out. Same with you. I mean, you were battling with Austin. It seemed like the last 20 laps.
Yeah, I was just talking to him in the waiting room. I took tires on that pit stop. He did not. So when we came out, first couple of laps, I made up some ground. And I was like, all right, we're rolling. And got to him, and he just didn't slip a tire. He was on it every corner. I had no real chance to make much of a move. But, gosh, going back and forth through all the technical parts and being right on his bumper, it was a workout for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, we know that, of course, you guys were you were running so close together. Then, of course, you hit some pockets of either lap traffic or tail end of the lead lap traffic there, and that made it that much more interesting.
For sure. Well, I think it was into turn one. It was almost 3 wide between us and I guess going a lap down car. But it made it insane. I was just talking to Austin about it because it would have been fun just to duel it out with me and him alone. But then we were trying to catching all the lap traffic, and it just threw in another loop. So it was crazy. That's one of the most interesting, fun. I don't even have a great adjective for it. Road course race, but lots of fun.
You got it. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, just my balls out teammates. Had a pretty good start to the year. Had Kyle in fourth and John in fifth tonight. So 3 of the top 5. We'll take that any week. And then shout out to Jared Wishon and Diecast fans for being on the car this week. You can use code DFANS on circlebdiecast.com for $6 off shipping.
There you go. All right, that's your second place finisher, Walker Thomas. And with that, we'll bring in tonight's winner and who punches his ticket now into the chase, Mr. Austin Call. Austin, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
You must be exhausted because everybody else was we just talked to.
I mean, yeah, I don't think I've ever been this tired, even after, I guess after like a 24-hour race or something, but like just doing that. How long was that race? Like what, an hour? That was the most stressful hour I think I've ever raced.
Yeah, no, about an hour and a half, but still it was a hard fought race for sure.
Yeah, I mean that was a great race from Walker. That was a lot of fun. Definitely should have taken tires at the pit stop. Big mistake that I didn't.
Well, we were thinking, when you play the race back and you listen, John and I were watching your pit stops and the following pit stops, and what did we know? We said you made the right call, and we were questioning Walker's decision and Andrew's to take tires and think, well, that's going to bite them. Well, we were wrong.
It was wrong.
Yeah, we were way wrong in the booth. They certainly use it to their advantage, obviously. Of course, towards the end of the race, lap traffic played havoc. So.
Oh yeah, that was weird. I don't agree with what he did, but that's not my place. So.
Again, congratulations on your victory. Thoughts about next week? We'll be at West Coast Swing. We'll be at Phoenix.
I'm just gonna hope to get more solid finishes. I mean, now locked in the playoffs, I can kind of not worry about that as much and just take it race by race, have fun.
Good deal. Any shout outs tonight?
I gotta thank my teammate, or not really teammates. I'm not technically on a team, but I'm like the Wood Brothers to 1320. Tom Merkel, Andrew Pileshi, Justin Lewis, Maxwell Caldwell. They're all great teammates. I gotta thank my family for letting me do this stuff. And then I gotta thank my grandma. She watches all these races. Already congratulating me through texts.
Nice.
That was probably the hardest race I've ran in a league.
Good deal. John, any thoughts?
Yeah, Austin. I mean, that was amazing. I mean, watching you go up through the field and lead basically the whole thing. It was definitely something that we will classify you as a road course ringer. Now you've earned that title very well. So, congrats on the win. You're now locked into the playoffs. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I feel pretty good about that. Only problem is I actually don't know if I'm going to be able to run the playoffs because I'm going to college this August. So I'm hoping I will be able to. I just don't know.
You're gonna have to take your rig with you. That's all you gotta do. It's gotta go.
Yeah, there's things I can do, so I'm hoping I can do those, but just don't know yet.
Well, again, yep. Congratulations on your finish. We hope it all works out, and we'll see you next week in Phoenix.
Thank you.
You got it. All right, there's your winner tonight of the EchoPark Grand Prix here on the IWM Broadcast Network. Austin Call brings it home. Walker Thomas in second and Andrew Pileshi in third. John, any parting thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was an amazing race. appreciate everybody for tuning in. And if you haven't already, like we've shown on the broadcast a couple times, if you hit that lovely subscribe button, you get to get notified. There it is. Of every single time that we go live, every Wednesday and Thursday, pending some weeks where we do not go live there. But every week we have broadcasts for you Wednesdays and Thursdays. So make sure to tune in and get your racing fixed and get a little action before what you see on Sundays, because both series that we're running right now will showcase what you will see on Saturdays and or Sundays in real life in the NASCAR Cup Series.
All right. So from John and myself, we thank you for tuning in, and we'll say good night and have a great day.
Good night, folks.